Welcome back to Rise React. So look, right, today we're gonna be reviewing or reacting to BTB Savage death video, I guess. So I seen this interview on Vlad probably about a week ago. And in this video, BTB Savage was talking about how it was a robbery gone wrong and the person that ended up robbing him ended up dying, And in this video, I typically wouldn't click just a random rapper on Vlad TV, but, I was just interested in this story, and the story was so crazy. But the craziest part about the whole story was it's kind of like he was bragging on it. I don't even say kinda. He was for sure bragging on it. You know what I'm saying? And the way that he was talking was as if he was untouchable. But about 3 to 4 days after I seen that video, probably like 2 days to be honest with you, he ended up dying. Somebody ended up shooting his car up. He ended up dying. And it was just pretty sad. So right now we about to react to the end of sentence. What's that? 1090 Jake. Thorough analysis of BTB Savage. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video,
I gotta start incorporating something like that. I try to do my little roll at the very beginning of the video, but I gotta do something cool like that.
We're gonna be speaking on BTB Savage being shot and killed just days after his Vlad TV interview. February 3rd, 2023. Just before 11:30 p.m., the San Antonio Police Department responded to the Augusta Flat Apartments after reports of a shooting. Officers arrived on scene making their way to the 4th floor, where they located an apartment door with nearly a dozen bullet holes going through it. Inside the apartment, a man lay dead in a pool of his own blood. He was identified as 34-year-old Omar Richardson, a convicted felon who just recently was released from federal prison after...
My man's too old to be doing robberies, bro. 34? Come on, man.
After a 33-month sentence for distributing marijuana with a Draco. He was on federal supervision at the time of his death. Officers would be notified of a male gunshot victim arriving at a local hospital, and investigators would be sent to speak with him in regards to the shooting. 26-year-old Daryl Gentry had been shot in the elbow, suffering a fracture, and had passed out at the hospital from loss of blood. Once awakened and comfortable, he broke down to investigators what had happened. Going by the name BTB Savage, Daryl explained he's a rapper who was asked for a feature by someone he somewhat knew. Being that it was already late, Savage just wanted to get the feature over with and make his money, but when he said he was missing certain recording equipment, the alleged artist named Ishmael claimed to have it, which set off a red flag in Savage's head. He hesitantly decided to invite them over anyways. They'd arrive in a vehicle with multiple people inside, and Savage would ask who they were, as he was unsure if they were just dropping Ishmael off or planning on coming inside. Ishmael would say they were his crew, but said to just let his uncle come, and asked if his uncle could use the bathroom. His uncle was really his stepfather, Omar Richardson.
Not the stepfather? You hitting licks with your stepdaddy? Man, what is the world coming to, bro?
Everything was cordial on the way to the apartment, but Savage would notice how when Omar went to use the bathroom, it seemed he was taking the opportunity to look around and see who else was inside. Savage had been alone with just his fiance and his 4-year-old son. Getting the equipment ready, Ishmael would notice he was missing something, and Omar, the pretend uncle, would tell him to go get it. Another red flag as Savage wondered why the artist was going to get the equipment instead of Omar. Ishmael would leave the apartment and Savage would lock the door when Omar would say he wasn't on that type of time before pulling out money to show nothing funny was happening. He'd compliment Savage's chain, ask if he could smoke, and the two would start rolling up when Savage took out his own gun, placing it on the counter. At that time, Omar grabbed the gun, asking him what type it is. Savage would tell him he's making him uncomfortable and ask for the gun back when Omar turned the gun on him, pulled his own gun out, and aimed the second gun at Savage's fiance who was sitting on the couch. He demanded the money Savage was seen flexing on Instagram and demanded his jewelry. Savage would go to take off his chain when Omar moved in, and Savage wrapped up while the two wrestled to the ground as a shot went off. Savage's fiance was able to get control of one of the guns while Omar was on top of Savage. She fired twice, striking Omar while the two continued wrestling on the floor. As the two wrestled in blood, shots started firing through the front door into the apartment by gunmen outside.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. For a woman to have to do that, bro, I know that. I know that kind of. What's the word I'm looking for? That's a messed up thing for a woman to do. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up for a guy to do it, but you know, traumatic. That's the word. That's real traumatic for a woman to have to do, bro. Having to wrestle, watching your fiance wrestle a whole grown man to get control of the gun, then you end up getting control of the gun and shooting the dude. That's so traumatic for a woman. I feel so bad for her.
His fiance would fire 2 shots back out the door when Savage told her to shoot Omar again. She'd aim.
This mistake is costing Amazon Prime shoppers big. Are you still using Prime? Because
Fire and strike Savage in the elbow, fracturing his bone while his arm went limp.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I would have lashed out on my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna shoot me in my elbow? This is a life or death situation, and you gonna shoot me in my elbow. So now I gotta fight this grown man with one arm. Situations, man.
She'd shoot Omar again as the bullet wounds now started to take a toll on his dying body as he tried to get up only for his legs to buckle. He'd then crawl while Savage placed his hand over Omar's, firing the gun to empty out the ammo. Once Omar realized he was defeated, he started begging for his life. Savage would take his sleeping son and fiance from the apartment, leaving Omar to die as they made their way to the hospital. Investigators would tell Savage they were ruling the shooting as self-defense, and behind the scenes, a relative of Omar's would reach out to Savage, telling him his brother was in the wrong for what he did, especially with Savage's son being home. He'd further state there was no beef and they were willing to accept the loss, and it would seem things would be able to move forward without consequence until social media lit a fire that couldn't be put out. Vlad TV would get in contact with BTB Savage for an interview, and according to a source close to BTB, had to somewhat convince him to do the paid interview by promising how viral he'd become and saying he'd promote the mixtape.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. It's crazy that this happened over a month ago. Damn near 2 months ago, but as soon as he do the Vlad TV interview, he get killed. You know what I'm saying? Some things just don't need to be on the internet. Simple as that. Not saying that he didn't have it coming for him, or, you know, the family members that reached out to him just wasn't trying to make it seem like everything cool the whole time, had a hit out on him the whole time. I mean, everything don't need to go to the internet. I wish he would have never took this interview. Granted, I would have never knew about him, but it's a possibility he'll still be alive today because the world didn't know of the situation, you know?
Those close to Savage, especially family, warned him to leave it alone.
Yeah.
This interview would be the match that lit the fire.
Yeah.
March 26, 2023, Vlad TV would post a 31-minute long interview titled BTB Savage on him and his girlfriend killing a man who tried to rob him. With the views rising, BTB saw how much he could capitalize off the situation, and 2 days later, posted a picture of himself standing in the dry blood from the crime scene with a caption reading, "Fast forward a death day, make him meet his maker. Broke, beefing, make his mama throw a fundraiser." BTB was now mocking the death of Omar, who he technically didn't even kill. And Omar...
The internet, bro. The internet, bro. The internet is going to be the death of people, man. he did not have to go online and do this interview. You know? A lot of people, they talk bad about Vlad. They often say Vlad is the police, or Vlad get people in situations where, oh, my poor dog, you having a bad dream. Marley, snap out your dream, girl. You know, Vlad often get a bad rap, and I kind of see why now. At first, I didn't see, but after this particular situation, this guy died days after. Let me let 1090 finish the video.
Omar's family didn't hesitate to respond. A member of Omar's family sent a message promising to make his mama cry how their mama cried. Savage's own mom would call him, telling him to take the picture down, but he wouldn't do it. He told her the man deserved what happened after trying to rob him and threatening to kill his family. He said if it had been him that died, they'd be bragging about it online. And he was right. March 30th, 2023.
4 days later, bro. 4 days after this interview dropped.
BTB Savage would post 2 more graphic pictures to his Twitter at 5:04 p.m. An hour later, he'd be found dead. His white Mercedes was sprayed with bullets when 2 shooters opened fire from within a vehicle before getting out and gunning him down. Witnesses described the shooters as wearing all black with black shades, and the suspect vehicle is a black Subaru. Officers arriving on scene immediately determined the shooting was targeted, with well over 50 shots having been fired, but wouldn't understand the motive as BTB was killed in Houston, 3 hours away from San Antonio.
Crazy.
A source close to the rapper says he was told to leave San Antonio, if not the entire state of Texas, after the failed robbery attempt. Instead, he chose Houston because he had friends there. Or so he thought. Fellow YouTuber Seti Nash would highlight the fact that the internet has indicted a Houston rapper after a self-incriminating post. BJ Goddamn would apparently take to Instagram with the post reading, "Hey, somebody tag Vlad TV ASAP, goddammit, and tell his ass BJ trying to see when he gonna do another interview with that BTB Savage guy. Probably never again, huh, doggy?" The post was deleted soon after, but was said to have been posted.
Bro, why would, even if you was the gunman, bro, why would you post that on Instagram? Just why? Why would you even want that unnecessary heat on you? Not only from people that probably feel some type of way that was actually friends of BTB Savage, but why would you want the police even looking into it? And then let's not get it twisted. Let's say the police didn't even know about the post. But now you got 1090 Jake posting about it, talking about it. So now the whole world gonna know you have something to do about it. You know what I'm saying? Or to do with it. It's sad, bro.
Before BTB Savage was even identified as the victim.
Crazy.
What's even more interesting is the fact that his almost...
Let's take this back. So I believe he just said that my man's posted up this picture talking about the death of BTB Savage before the world even knew that he was pronounced dead. Make it make sense, bro. These people is crashing out at a rate that's so unbelievable. It's ridiculous.
Probably never again, huh, doggy? The post was deleted soon after, but was said to have been posted before BTB Savage was even identified as the victim. What's even more interesting is the fact that his almost all black outfit and black shades closely matched the description of the shooters that hadn't even been described yet. A source close to BTB Savage states the picture of BJ was taken near the crime scene, and those that played a role in BTB's death were present at the crime scene after the fact. It's also alleged that one of BTB's own friends who had a key to where he was staying let one of the men involved in the murder into the apartment, where they stole all of BTB's clothes, money, and jewelry.
Crazy.
A family member of Omar would take to Facebook saying, "We having a block party tonight," followed by Bank of America sent that hit. They got tired of him taking their money. The same source that provided me with information for this video has told me law enforcement received all the video evidence from the attempted robbery incident involving Omar. There is even more evidence involving BTB Savage's murder, which is now being investigated by the feds, and arrest can be expected soon. 26-year-old BTB Savage, or Daryl Gentry, was a rapper who portrayed to be a scammer, but in all actuality lived a very different life. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio, he'd moved to San Antonio at the age of 6, where one of his brothers was receiving cancer treatment. An honor roll student, Daryl would graduate with a 4.0 GPA before following in his mother's footsteps and joining the Army. Daryl wasn't from the streets, but understood to succeed in music, he'd need to look the part. He didn't portray to be a killer, and when a man tried to rob him, he fought back while his fiancée was able to wound the man so their family could escape. His biggest mistake was listening to the people that never cared instead of hearing those who did. His family warned him against speaking on the incident as the other family grieved. But
Big facts. Big facts. We did not have to know about this situation at all.
Thought of the biggest interview of his career was too tempting. Knowing how rappers' careers infamously blow after beating murders, he saw the potential in him posting those pictures. While he could have taken his life in any direction he wanted, he chose to rap, chose to do that interview, and unfortunately can't change his decision. Now, I spoke with a reliable source that's very close to what happened. And that's why in this video you hear me say some things that don't exactly align with the Vlad TV interview that BTB Savage gave. But trust and believe, everything that took place inside of that apartment was recorded on video from inside and outside. Now, there's a lot of different ways to feel about this. He was mocking the death of the man that he didn't even actually kill. His girlfriend did it, but he saw a way that he could potentially blow up, and it happens all the time. Gucci Mane is infamously tied to a murder they're saying that he didn't even commit now. The Baby has been tied to a murder, not even a murder, it was just a self-defense shooting inside of a Walmart. I mean, there's so many different rappers. Chief Keef, when the whole incident happened with Lil Jojo, even though he didn't directly have anything to do with it, it added to his infamy. And because BTB Savage wasn't the biggest rapper, he most likely saw the potential in the situation. And he was being told, look, you could take advantage of this. We can do an interview, it'll blow up. He was probably being told by other people he knows to go do an interview and talk about it and do this and do that. And he listened to those people. He listened to the people that never cared instead of listening to the ones that did.
For real.
And I'm not blaming Vlad TV in any way, shape, or form. I want to make that clear. I said he got killed days after the interview because that's exactly what happened. I said the family was infuriated by the interview because that's exactly what I'm told by a source close to the situation is exactly what happened. Vlad was doing his job and offering whatever he offered. Hey, come on my platform and talk about this. And people pointed out he never even asked him about the music. I mean, he can ask whatever the fuck he wants to ask. It's his platform. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure we all know why he was given the opportunity to go up there. Now, could he have done the interview without the pictures?
For sure.
But he made that decision as well. Now, as far as the rapper posting, hey Vlad, ask him to do an interview again and all that, I don't even know what to think. If he ends up getting booked for that, that's you played. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't get booked for it and was just clout chasing the situation, that in itself is just another thing that's like
corny as hell.
Like weak, you know? You got some people that will actually be involved in shootings and murders and try to benefit off of it. And then you got people that ain't even involved that try to involve themselves for the fame, for the clout, and for the attention. But drop y'all thoughts in the comment section. I'm gonna have BTB Savage's mother's Cash App in the comment section. If anybody would like to donate, the donations are going to be going to his 4-year-old son that's been left behind.
Bro, it's something ain't right about this story, bro. You know what I'm saying? Something took place in San Antonio, but he ended up dying in Houston. Once he died, a friend of his that had access to where he was staying at let some people come in the house and take his clothes and jewelry. It's just like, first off, there's several things you can take for this. First off, man, taking a life is not nothing cool to do. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's self-defense, whether it's not self-defense, bro. It's not nothing cool to do. And the last thing you should really do ever is brag about it. Like 1090 Jake said, you know, people do blow up if you beat a murder case or whatnot. But at the same time, you don't want to be known for that. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to be known for somebody that don't play that, but not cool to be known for bragging about it. You know what I'm saying? All money ain't worth it. You know, whatever Vlad had offered this guy to do this interview obviously wasn't worth it, because 4 days later he ended up dying. And you gotta watch the company you got around. There's no way in hell after this happened his clothes somebody take his clothes and jewelry for wherever the hell he was staying at. It's an inside job. Some ain't adding up. He definitely should have moved out of Texas. Especially if the dude that, you know, he quote unquote murdered was a high ranking official or something like that, or somebody known. And you gonna brag about it while the family in grief? It don't make sense, but you can see it coming. With that being said, y'all, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe, drop a comment in the comment section below. Let's blow this page up, man, and I'll be on y'all in a little bit. Peace.